You aren't going to find anybody who's going to be successful without making a sacrifice and without perseverance. Lou Holtz. My friends, the sacrifice we ask you to make and the perseverance is 10 to 15 minutes each and every day in and day out, every day the market is open. This is not rocket science, it's charting art. You can do it, but you have to learn. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. That's how you become a market master. That's all we ask you to do. Stick with it. Don't worry about how long it'll take. Once you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. Let's jump into things. Market's still open a little bit. Got about another 15 minutes. Right now, the S&P 500 down a little bit, 0.13%. The NASDAQ 100 up a little bit, 0.05. Bonds are down strong, gold about flat, Bitcoin about flat. What we're really paying attention to is where this weekly candle is. And we can see the weekly candle has dropped off. It is a negative down candle. Are we seeing any up movement? Let's tune into that closely. Just a smidgen you can see. Now again, don't let these dashed lines sit over the candle when you're trying to read it, because it'll give you a miscue. A lot of times they'll add to a wick. You shouldn't be seeing it. So we'll go to the side there. You can see lots of down movement, red down candle. And what have I done here? Okay, I've somehow switched over. There we go. But as I was saying, there is a little up wick on there. I was like, where did all these negative wicks come from? Somehow I got that switched over. But anyway, we can see where we've broken the trend and we've dropped over going down. Now let me go back and, that's what I did wrong. I had it on the lower one. I usually start off with it up here. What you do is you can see as I click and you get this blue box around, that's where you make modifications to the chart you're looking at. And of course, I had it on the lower one. So anyway, regardless, same kind of thing on both those candles. But I saw these negative ones like, we've not been going down for weeks. We've been going up for weeks, but we've broken that. So we are going to be looking closely at what the market's doing on Friday, because Friday afternoon is our time to consider jumping into the down move, depending on how things are looking. I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. We'll see how things go tomorrow. We can see that we have 3 down candles. Now this latest is on the 2-day chart, pushing through the weekly trend line. We can see we have a red spinning top right here. And of course, up movement in the morning, down in the afternoon. So we'll keep our powder dry. Think we're going to go short tomorrow. We will definitely be considering doing that. Let's move on to the NASDAQ 100. Same kind of thing. You've got just a red down candle. You can see last week was weaker than the S&P because that doji, pretty much a doji, bit of a spinning top, but it had pushed through the weekly trend line, unlike sitting on it like the S&P was, and just a down candle. Again, we'll watch and see how things shape up tomorrow. 3 down candles at 6 days on the 2-day chart. Yeah, I am correct. This is closing today. And of course, we see on the half day, like the S&P popped up in the morning, rolling down in the afternoon. Let's move on to bonds. Where are they? Well, we can see last week we were trying to test a low there, lots of volume. We ended up seeing things now move over this week down. Right now, 1.49%. Haven't reached the low of last week yet. Don't have the volume of last week. We can see where things really punched down last Thursday. Then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just sort of hanging around at that same spot, not testing that low. But you can see the volume is just a little above average. You can see where bonds were tracking up mostly over the last few days. And then this morning, this morning, lots of indecision, then down this afternoon. So bonds look like that down movement's going to continue. Gold down for the day, 0.12%, 4 down candles, 8 days of down movement. Very similar looking chart to what we see on the NASDAQ 100 this week. Again, we see a doji just below the weekly trend line. And of course, a down candle, no up movement there for the week. 8 days of down movement on the 2-day. And again, some indecision in the morning, down in the afternoon. Not down much, but again, gold rolling over. What do we see on Bitcoin? This is the VanEck Bitcoin Strategy ETF. Trades like a stock, but it is Bitcoin, and you can see that it doesn't cost so much per share. But you can also see that it peaked up and is just slowly but surely, looks like it's pretty much running flat, but tending down. Last 4 days here on the 2-day chart, pushing up on that trend line, but not through it. We can see with the half day pushed up through it and then rolled back down over the last day and a half. Right now, Bitcoin's pretty much flat. We're hoping it's going to roll back strong. We'll be putting out for everyone tomorrow the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. And of course, for our Patreon members, we have going out this evening our 3-wave trades and our weekly vertical crossovers. So appreciate you being with us, friends. We'll see how these charts set up in the morning for potentially pulling the trigger on some short trades. God bless, my friends. All the best. And those are practice trades, not a stock calling service, an education firm. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth, World Headquarters.